all, it's Kayla Got the 411. It is a new year. We're back for What's Good segment. Now we are here with Thug Life. And Thug Life, the segment called What's Good. So I gotta ask, what's good with you? How you feeling?
I'm alright. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, and I always start asking artists like, you know, what's good with you? How's your mental health? You know, we got Major88Keys here, and we entering the year with a new positive start. So how are you feeling like mentally? Are you in a good space?
Mentally, I'm just ready to work. I don't pay attention to it as much as I used to, but mentally, I'm alright. I'm just ready to. I'm focused right now. So
now, 2022, you was putting out a lot of projects. Like you was working from the top of the year all the way. You just put out the project Lil Trouble and the intro song called Depression. Okay, now you was really vulnerable on that song. Now I listened to all your projects. Now I'm very big on intro songs. All right, Major88Keys is a producer, so I'm pretty sure he can agree. The intro song is the most important song of a project. It can make people be like, okay, I'm gonna turn this shit off. But that song, it really opened the door to the project. I think that was a great song for that project, opening up with Depression. So tell me about the project that you just put out and why you chose Depression as the intro song.
Lil Trouble is really more shining light on my big brother who I just lost. So I've been wanting to drop it, but right then was a great time. But Depression, it's like, man, I want to open that tape up, and when I open it up, I don't want it to be I don't want it to be just too down. I want to give I want to reach people. So it's like with Depression, I had to try to go somewhat everybody was feeling, because everybody don't know my brother who I lost.
Right.
So with the first song, I want to snatch everybody in a certain type of way. So that's why Depression is like, man, everybody suffers from it.
Everybody. Yeah. Even if they look like they not, you know.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I think about that before, about just artists in the music industry, like with mental health, and like even I experienced depression before. So like, tell the people, like, how long was that though? Because everybody got they, and did you even notice that you was depressed like when it happened? You know that, or was it just like?
Because you know how black folks is in the community. We don't talk about mental health, depression. We like, you good. Go to church.
I'm gonna talk about it though. See, my depression came from. I've been depressed for 24 years, and I'm gonna say that's how old I am. But that's as far back I remember, because that's just my life. You feel me? So when the point where I found out why I was depressed, where emotion was just overflowing to where I was just wearing them on my sleeve, and I really couldn't hide it no more. Right. So it just like a dark cloud was always over me. So I noticed me being depressed around like, I say like 18. Like I just knew, like, man, I ain't feeling right. I'm alive, but I ain't living
like
right.
You feel sick, but you ain't sick.
Yeah.
I experienced that.
And how does that help you with making music?
That makes the music for me, because all I talk about in my life. So with helping me with make the music, I only rap off my feeling and what I'm feeling. If I ain't like, if I ain't feeling nothing at this point, I ain't even gonna rap. So every time I get that feeling, that's the first thought. Boy, go cope. And that's how I cope with the music. I go talk through the microphone.
Glad you mentioned that as well, because a lot of rappers these days, no shade to nobody, you know, they don't like to be vulnerable in their music, you know, and a lot of the fans, they want to find somebody that they can relate to. So when I heard your project, you know, it shocked me a little bit, because you never know what you're going to get when you listen to an artist's first project. I was like, dog, he's really dope. He's not like typical artists from Atlanta. I think we've had enough turn-up music. You know, we got enough turn-up music forever. But artists really want to know, like, dog, man, this guy, he's feeling what I'm feeling. And that's what keeps longevity when it comes to artists. Now, I did mention 2022, you did put out a lot of good music. It was a good year for you with buzz, but also you had some challenges as well. You ended up losing your brother, Trouble. You all know Trouble. How was it, you know, getting through that as well? And how did you even get the name Lil Trouble? Because I thought that was dope.
See, I'm going to tell you about Lil Trouble.
It's alright.
But yeah, so the name Lil Trouble, it came from me being just like him. Like, so we had so many similar ways, and we was so like, it just everything. I was him times 10. He used to always tell me that. He like, bro, you are me times 10. He like, I'm big trouble now. Like I'm big trouble. He like, you Lil Trouble. You are who I was back then, and even with you just starting with the music. So even with like going through the motion of losing him, like, I ain't got through it. I ain't even start to go through it. I just run to the music. Like right now, I don't even deal with it. I just put it in the music because I ain't mentally strong enough right now to just be, you know, sitting still.
And that's real shit. Sometimes through social media, everybody paint this picture like, you know, I'm all right. But sometimes it's okay to say, you know what, I'm not okay. I'm still getting through it. And that's what a lot of people lost a lot of people last year, 2021, 2020, the COVID and things like that. So it's relatable for everybody. Now, I don't want to dwell on the sadness, but tell me one positive thing about Trouble that nobody knew, right? But every time you think about this one thing about him, it makes you smile. Like a memory, like.
How soft he was. But you
what you mean?
Okay, don't forget like when he love you, it different. When he can't hurt you,
I can feel that.
When he hurt you, he hate it. You'll see him shit until like
Skoob, like dang, like man, like it, I ain't got. He feel bad that he hurt you type.
Man, what like he will really sit there with his, like man, we done been through shit to what a point where some shit he done said done hurt me, and he'll be sitting like I ain't never he confident, so he always sitting like you look at him like he cocky, but he soft. Right. So like it take a norm
like, to a certain degree of like
that's something a lot of people would not even believe.
That's good to know. He has a heart. He cares.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
They not judging him based off his name, Trouble. Like he got a heart. He care about his friends, his family. That's a dope memory. You have a fun day. I actually seen something where you talked about how you all was in the car together and you all was listening to a particular song. Like y'all had a lot of those moments where you can go to him with music and stuff like that. So did you ever have a time where you went to him about particular songs where he would critique your song, like, you know what, I ain't really feeling that, bro. Like you gotta go back in there and do better than that. Was he one of those?
Yeah, I be in the studio and he pull up, like I be in there rapping, he'll listen for a minute. He'll come in the studio, hold on, let me show you something right quick. I got songs where you can actually hear him. Yeah. Hold on, Thug, come in, just like that, right there, just like that. I got songs where you can actually hear that. He like that with me. If I ain't never had a song he didn't like, but I done had songs where I was just beginning and where I said too much and he ain't like where I was going with him. So he always, he jumping in. He jumping in every time.
That's that respect thing that you even listen. That he even listen to the criticism because I'm pretty sure you a producer. I'm pretty sure you done seen all types of things in the studio where people like, it's good, but really it ain't good.
And that's a good thing. And then also when people care, they gonna give you constructive criticism, or like you said, hop in there and like, hold on, man, do it like this. And then when you go in there and do it, you be like, yeah.
But you got to be able to receive it too, though. Constructive criticism, you got to be able to receive it so people are actually.
And people got to give it properly too. It's two sides to the coin. People got to definitely give the constructive criticism, but like you said, being receptive to it though is key, for sure. I appreciate that, man.
Now your stage name Thug Life, you're from the city of Atlanta, right? I'm from Augusta. We got accents people, So you are from Atlanta and your name is Thug Life, but you've been very vocal about, coming from the streets and stuff like that. What's one thing about yourself that you will never, ever change about yourself? No matter how far you go in the industry, you're going to stay the same.
The industry got some ways of trying to change it.
The protection of the way I am, my protection way, protection of my brand, my people, my name.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I'm very overly protected.
Protect the brand, okay.
Exactly, so that's something that I don't think I ever change about me.
How you do that? Like, cause I'm learning that myself, I'm a female by myself and people be trying to play with me. And I told myself this year I ain't gonna snap on nobody. So how do you protect your brand where you still demand respect, but let people know, okay, I take this shit serious. This is how I eat.
Well, first of all, you give a respect first. And the first time you don't receive it back, that's when you stamp that right there. Right. So that's already set a tone and not to be played with. And you ain't even gotta all the time just go crash out on nobody for no respect. Right. You can sometimes just let a person know I respected you first, and it ain't never been a gray area with my respect. So what's the problem with mine? Exactly. Sometimes it just take better communication too.
Okay, that's very nice. How old are you? Cause you're a very wise guy.
I just turned 24 in September.
Wow, you're a very wise guy. I take it it's based off your experience. Sometimes your experience that you go through in life, they kind of make you grow up a little quick. I think we talked about that, Major. We talked about your son, how certain situations make you, grow up quicker than you have to. Is that the case for you?
Yeah, that's the case. It's definitely the case. And then a lot of listening. I was quiet for a long time too, so I heard a lot.
Are you an introvert?
Not really.
Yeah, I don't get that from you. Yeah.
I wouldn't say.
It depends on the vibe, and sometimes when you in particular say, what? Now your manager drove now. He's sitting there looking at us like, what?
Okay, he know my communication skill really terrible. I don't like wasteful talking.
Yeah, I don't like explaining myself multiple times.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we all probably relate to that situation. Now we're gonna go back into the project, Lil Trouble. So what was the whole process like? Because you put out a good amount of songs for 2022, but with the passing of Trouble, did you feel like you had to go back in the studio and just revamp some things, or did you just have songs in the vault?
I went in the studio, spoke. I had stuff already in the vault. Like I always have something in the vault. I got stuff in the vault. So, but I still gave him the new me too, though.
Yeah.
I still gave him the new me. I gave him the fresh feelings. So I mixed it up.
I was telling your manager Dro earlier that I listened to the first project you put out in the top of 2022, and then the last project, Lil Trouble. Now I saw a difference in it. Now I definitely see your growth as well. Now the top of the year, that project had a lot of energy, but Lil Trouble, you was really getting more into your feelings and your vulnerability. Now do you agree with me on that? Do you feel like you was in a different headspace where both of those projects, it's still you, but you grow more as an artist when it came to Lil Trouble? Because I noticed your growth a lot.
Yeah, cause it was see the first take that was just alright. Let me come out crazy and show these folk, like, for whoever listening, let me let them know I ain't no waste of time. So, but Lil Trouble, that's the beginning of the year and the end of the year. I dropped that Attitude just at the January 1st, and I dropped Lil Trouble November 4th. So they just to show you how much I grew in that, not even a whole year.
Exactly.
So I say Lil Trouble showing like, man, we see what you doing.
So what's that studio process like?
I just get up and go. Producer be like, man, Thug, can you please just give me a day notice? I don't know if I'm gonna want to rap tomorrow. I don't know. I just get up and go, and but when I do go, I don't waste no time. I sit in there 8 hours and stand in front of that microphone for 8 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours. Leave the studio because they finna close, book another one, go back and stand some more. So
with that type of work ethic, how's dating in this thing? Because you guys dealing with you got the music, you got the, you know what I'm saying, the long hours, you got the, you know what I mean, shows.
You seem like you be on the go, like you just, I was telling Major, like, some of y'all guys, y'all just be on the go. Like, if he get a call about going to the studio, he gonna drop everything, he gonna go. Are you like that?
I'm going.
Right.
I'm going. I'm not gonna answer my phone unless you're supposed to be pulling up. And I'm gonna tell, hey, I'm gonna hit Dro, Quay, anybody, any one of my brother, hey, so they such and such. I ain't answering that phone. But dating hard, cause it's like I'm an up and coming artist. I'm an underdog, so it's like it's a lot of places I got to be all the time. And then when you up and coming and you getting attention, it's hard. They hard.
So speak on that too, because a lot of up and coming artists, you know what I'm saying, it's like it's 2023, so a lot of people getting ready to drop new music or want to, display new music or whatever, artistry. Let them, what kind of things is going into that process of being an up and coming artist, you know what I'm saying, being, like you just said, being out, having to be at certain places, like, beyond just the internet, you know what I mean? Like, we all for the internet and social media, but speak on how you gotta still move around.
More to special business.
It's like either you gonna do it or you ain't.
What type of things you've been doing? Let the people know what type of things you've been doing.
My attention with my music, my music is straight my life. So it's like I don't go to parties. I don't go to where these big names be at. You feel me? If I'm not invited, I do me. You feel me? I do me. I don't show up nowhere. I don't want to go nowhere. But I can't sit here and tell no other artists to sit there and be like me, because my attention came from me being me. Because that's all I talk about is me and my life. So I'm stiff. I talk about being stiff in my music. So I ain't really like, for me, it's going to be different. If you doing it like me, you're going to have to just do you. You're going to have to just do you. A lot of people, they can't just do that. You're going to have to go network.
You know what? I feel you, because you sound like the male version of me. I tell people I don't want to hang, I don't want to be in spots where I'm not invited to or if I'm checked. And I'm learning as well that you got to network. But it's okay to network and get the fuck home. Like, Get home. Do what you gotta do. Shake hands. Make sure people see you, and then get home. That's what I've learned as well. People don't even know I'm out the door. I had that happen to me last night. Did what I was supposed to do and left. And I think that's how you stay sane, especially being in the city of Atlanta. And like you said, you're up and coming artist. You got buzz, so people want to be around the guy that they see coming up. Sometimes people can see something in you that you don't see in yourself. And you got a lot of buzz, you get interviews, but people gonna want to try to surround themselves with you as well. But you wise, you already on a good track. You ain't even gotta worry about all that type of stuff. Now, I love asking you artists about current events. It's a lot going on when it comes to artists' lyrics and how, it can be used in court and situations like that. How do you feel about artists, especially rappers' music being used in court? I think that's the dumbest shit ever.
See, with me here, a lot of the artists ain't even smart enough to even go be talking about this stuff in no song. You feel me? So if you ain't even smart enough to go talk about what you did and be able to fight that shit in court, be like, shit, hey, why you don't go speak in third person?
Exactly.
Oh, I want to know them. Well, you gonna have to. It ain't supposed for everybody to get it. Some shit supposed to go with some people's head, but a lot of these artists, they want the direct effect. You feel me? I want these folk know I did this.
Like, you was the one moving the brick.
Yeah.
So he
like to point out you location to the murder.
Right. Yeah. Like, dang.
Exactly. Just to let you know they did. See, a lot of these rappers, they ain't did enough. So with me and my music, like, I don't gotta, like, you'll hear me say a lot of stuff, but everything I did already known in the streets. A lot of stuff they did is not known in the streets. A lot of this shit is make believe too.
Just make believe, People on social media, they idolize, how can I say this they idolize, you see situations where, like, people don't want nobody to do anything to them, but when it comes to online, they favorite rappers talking about it, they love that shit, they just admire it until it comes to they don't. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like social media, especially with me being on social media, I get it. People have an illusion. Everything is entertainment until shit get real. You get what I'm saying? So, yes. And we're going to take a little moment and we're going to get to know you. This is a segment where just be cool. I'm going to ask you a few questions, different scenarios. You pick either or. Now, maybe you're going to help me double back. I'm going to do one and you do one, okay? I'm going to start it off now. The first time, FaceTime or text? FaceTime. Really? You like people just randomly FaceTime you?
You might as well, 'cause I'm not going to send no text.
Oh. That's the best way to get you. I got another one. How about this? Go out to eat or cook? Because I was on your page and I seen you was in the kitchen whipping up something.
Yeah.
Cook.
I don't like that.
And you don't find a lot of men that like to cook.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Just we be in there.
Maybe it's just the big men that I'm meeting. They don't be cooking, okay?
Yeah,
they really don't.
Let me get in there.
So what's one dish that you like to cook? Since you own it.
Nachos.
Okay. You put chicken on it, shrimp?
I do it like shrimp. I ain't never really tried the chicken, beef or shrimp though, or just beef.
Now, are you cooking first on one? I gotta be nosy because I am Kayla Got 4-1.
My little brother.
Okay.
When we be in my little brother and me.
Okay. Now, freestyle or opinion?
Both. More freestyle though.
Yeah, I can tell. I'm really big because I have a segment called What's the Reaction? I can tell when a rapper is reading off paper. Mm-hmm. You can tell, but you can tell artists that freestyle have more passion. And do you ever imagine? Yeah. You can tell.
But don't get me wrong though. Some of these songs I done wrote, but it's real, so it won't seem like I wrote it.
Yeah.
Some of them though, but most I do both though. But now these days more freestyle.
Okay, that's good.
What's easier or what's more important to you, the hook or your verses?
The song actually, I don't pay attention to the hook or the verse.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I like that answer.
I don't really pay attention to both because I might go make a song and don't put a hook or a verse on it. Man, but it's so deep, that would make you run it back, like listen to them. So I don't really pay attention to the hook and the verse.
Okay,
good question. Next, who was the first person that you called with good news?
First person that I called with good news? Mm-hmm. Nope. My brother.
Is that the one right there?
Nah, that's my other brother.
How many brothers you got?
Few, I got a lot of them. But I got 5 real brothers, but I got my other brother. You gonna hear me say brother a lot because I don't really have no friends. All these my brothers I grew with from the ground.
They family now.
Yeah, real family. So you gonna hear me say brother.
Okay, and then maybe you got one more last one before we move on to the next question.
Loyalty or love?
Loyalty. Loyalty.
Yeah. Love will get your kids.
Loyalty, cause love, like, man, I done seen like somebody be loyal to me and won't do shit cause it'll hurt me. But I done seen somebody love me and just be wild and don't really love me, but ain't really loyal to me. So
right.
I say loyal.
Now you are an up and coming artist. Now I'm really big on manifestation. I mean, I've asked artists all types of things and things have happened to them. I had one girl say she wanted to do her own tour. Well, you know, I look up, she's actually doing a particular tour. So what do you have for yourself? We're going to manifest it now. What do you want for yourself to happen in 2023? We're going to put it out there so it can happen.
I want the world to hear me.
Right.
I want them folk to feel me. I want the world. I want everybody to hear me. I want to talk to people.
Right.
I want these folks to really like. I want to be